dawn mist drifts over Iberian mountains, rivers, sea. The land feels like a blank page waiting to be written in stone. I open a blank leather journal, no words, only a gaze, and one question: who reshaped this peninsula's fate? Ink curves into coastlines. No names needed, borders speak first, and power always begins at the edge. A Roman stone road cuts through dry hills. Under hard sun, you can almost hear order walking through time. Toledo fades in fogstone walls, torch glow. An older kingdom holds the gate, gripping what it can still keep. Hot wax spreads, authority presses down, no letters, no names, just the quiet weight of rule taking shape. On the southern shore at dusk, silhouettes of ships arrive. No battle, only tension, and a turning of the world. A Cordoba-like city breathes under morning mist arches, courtyards, tiled roofs. A new rhythm learns to endure. Water ripples in a carved stone fountain. Dynasties change, yet daily life keeps flowing, stubbornly alive. I stand beneath a shadowed arch, journal in hand. History doesn't shout, it whispers and demands attention. In the north, mountains rise like walls. A small hilltop fort watches the valley, hope held in cold air. When tugs a blank map, my fingers trace the ridge, because geography isn't scenery, it's strategy. A frontier bridge spans a river. Traders cross with unmarked bundles. Movement itself feeds the strength of borders. Coins and weights tip on a simple scale. Not swords, taxes, and trade become the pulse of an age. A pilgrimage road stretches toward a distant sacred silhouette. Faith turns footsteps into a thread that binds realms. SONLD taps the journal cover, making a point. Every road, sooner or later, leads back to power. In a torchlit hall, silhouettes listen. Sometimes history is decided by debate and the silence of agreement. Small stones land on a blank map, one node at a time, like the first seeds of states beginning to form. Castile's plain opens wide, a fortress far away. The frontier isn't the line, it's a tension you can feel. A leather strap tightens, then loosens. So does a country pulled by division, eased by a shared direction. A Mediterranean port hums, sails, barrels, cranes. Wealth expands the map before any army ever marches. Textiles and spices spill across wood. Riches rarely roar, yet they quietly change how rulers govern. Irrigation channels glint through orchards. Water is guided, land is fed, and society learns to organize itself. SONLD turns an astrolabe in his hands. As trade routes open, power learns to look beyond the wall. Granada rests on its ridge like a blade. No clash, just a heavy stillness, waiting for the final turn. Keys are set down on cloth. A chapter closes, no blood, no cheers, only the quiet gravity of an ending. In a palace corridor, two regal shadows pass. Sometimes history pivots on a brief crossing of paths. SONLD tightens the braided cord on his wrist. An anchor, so the story stays one thread, even as eras shift. Two hands exchange a plain ring. A private bond, yet its ripple travels outward, deep into politics. Two wax seals press side by side. Two crowns learn to breathe together, and a shared future begins. Two crowned silhouettes stand before a vast window. Outside, dawn rises one direction, at last. SONLD points at unlabeled dots on a blank map. Names matter less than how the network connects. Seville's riverport glows in golden haze. Barrels roll, ropes pull, ambition is being packed for departure. Rope slides through hands, sailcloth is secured. Before long voyages, there is always precise, quiet work. Granada at dawn, mist drifting forward. No spectacle, just the feeling, the page is turning. A crown's shadow crosses a blank page. Power moves from person to institution, colder, steadier, harder to break. SONLD closes the journal and looks toward harbor masts. When holds, the gaze turns outward to sea. A calm bay at night, lanterns trembling. Everything is ready, as if history is holding its breath. SONLD lifts the astrolabe to the stars. Metal patina, salt mist, new routes drawn in silent light. In a Pyrenees pass, a guarded gate opens. No clash, just a border absorbed by a slow, certain motion. Snow covers a boundary stone, then a hand brushes it clean. Lines that seem fixed can be rewritten. SONLD presses his palm to cold fortress stone. Centuries live in this rough surface, soon yielding, unforgettable. A quiet courtyard at dawn. A crown's shadow slips across columns. Succession arrives like a change of breath. Two crowns are aligned on dark cloth. A small gesture, yet it declares a single trajectory. Bridges, plazas, cathedral silhouettes glide past. Many realms, learning the shape of one identity. A final dot is placed. A thin line connects nodes. When links form, a state begins to appear. SONLD faces the lens and gestures outward. This isn't only kings, it's structure, systems, and consequence. A Mediterranean shore at golden hour, waves roll. A distant Saliani now looks outward as well as inward. The astrolabe rests on stone, reflecting rippling water. Legacy doesn't stand still, it shimmers and survives. A council chamber, candles, a heavy table, listening silhouettes. History often moves by long, quiet deliberation. A seal stamp sinks into wax, perfect and round. Institutions' love circles, no corners to pry apart. SONLD opens the blank journal, pauses, then closes it. Some records live in memory, heavy without words. On the meseta, shepherds and sheep drift across open land. Beneath grand plans, life keeps going. A hand brushes wheat in the wind. Before an empire grows vast, it must first be fed. Stone terraces and olive groves climb the hills. People shape the land and the land shapes community. The port swells with cargo and motion. Ambition smells like salt rope and sun-warmed wood. Amphorae and sacks are loaded, ropes inches tight. Behind discovery is logistics, what makes history travel. SONLD weaves through the crowd, glances to the horizon, then back. The witness must keep pace with the era. A shipyard, wooden ribs rising into form. The future is built from planks, patience, and hands. A chisel bites oak, curls peel away. No modern noise, only the steady rhythm of craft. A coastal watchtower clings to a cliff. Watching the sea is defense and measuring distance to opportunity. Wind snaps SONLD's cloak as he scans the water. Sometimes destiny arrives as a thin line on the horizon. A monastery cloister, silent figures, sunbeams, arches. Discipline can be power, soft and enduring. Rosary beads slide through fingers, a candle trembles. Faith can steer a society without ever raising a voice. A busy plaza, barter, pottery, cloth. Cities breathe, and from that breath, states draw strength. Coins fall into a leather pouch, the string pulls tight. Money speaks quietly, yet everyone listens. SONLD gestures from church tower to market stalls. Belief in commerce, two pillars holding one order. A great stone bridge over a wide river. Caravans cross. Unity isn't a slogan, it's constant movement. Hooves strike stone, dust lifts in the light. The sound of travel is the music of a land knitting itself. The Pyrenees pass lies peaceful. Shepherds drift through. A border, in the end, is simply where people live. SONLD lifts soil and lets it fall through his fingers. What belongs to the earth always returns, no matter the crown. A palace courtyard, guards line up, steps synchronized. Order is performed so everyone believes it exists. Armor pieces gleam, straps are buckled. Power is always preparing, even when no battle is shown. A university hall faces attentive in candlelight. Ideas travel faster than armies, and often farther. SONLD taps the journal again. Sources may be silent, but those who read traces can hear everything. An artisan workshop, clay shaped by hand, sunlight and dust. An empire is also made of ordinary hands. Wet clay rises between fingers. A rim is smoothed. A nameless signature remains in every imprint. Inside a cathedral, light pours from above. OW turns stone into prayer without a single spoken word. SONLD touches a pillar, then withdraws. Time is measured not only in years, but in what endures. Sunrise at the harbor, 3 ships in silhouette. No voices, just the quiet certainty. It's time to sail. A navigation instrument and blurred charts. A finger traces a curved route. A journey begins as a single gesture. On deck at dawn, SONLD exhales slowly toward the horizon. Once inside is joined, the world outside opens. A sweeping move across wheat, then rising hills. Geography is the frame, history runs through it like film. A palacy facade, weathered stone carvings and grazing lights. Every chip is a century, every line a memory. A royal road, lined with cypress, a procession recedes. Some roots become the spine of a kingdom. SONLD touches the wrist cord, then rests on the journal. Continuity, one thread, one witness, one story. Sunset over a Toledo-like skyline, river bending below. Capitals change, stone and water remember. Morning returns to the port, light strengthens. Ships begin to move. A new era opens on rolling wooden wheels. The journal rests on a stone ledge. Wind flips one blank page, then stills. Sometimes emptiness holds the century. A final aerial over Iberia's coast in golden hour. The chapter closes, but the land remains, waiting for the next story.